win Wednesday, maybe, because the alternative is my guy Danny gets to come back. Time now for Drawing a Blank, a real segment that is in place and does work. With the Saints losing starter Jameis Winston for the season to an ACL injury, guess whose name is back in the news? This guy, Philip Rivers. Could he possibly be the answer in New Orleans this season? According to a new report, the St. Michael Catholic High School head coach said he'd listen if the Saints did come calling. So, Broussard, the Saints calling Philip Rivers would be blank.
Jenna, it would be potentially storybook. All right, and I'll admit it. The Braves have me in a dreamy mood. All right, so humor me. All right, go with me. What better, with the Braves were storybook, let's do it in football. What better script than a soon-to-be 40-year-old quarterback with a dad bod, no less, as you saw in those videos, coming back out of retirement after coaching, couldn't get it done when he was in his prime as far as winning a Super Bowl, leading a team to a long playoff run and maybe win it all. It would be storybook, Jenna. Now, let me add this. I don't think either happens. I don't think that the Saints sign Philip Rivers, and I certainly don't think if they do, he leads them to a Super Bowl. But I don't think it's a bad idea to give him a call and say, hey, what kind of shape you in? You been throwing the football? Why don't you get in shape if you haven't been? You could bring him in the quarterback room. Right, bring him in. Taysom Hill, assuming he's back from the concussion, can be your starter. I know Nick's down on him. I'm not down on him. They went 3-1 with him completing 70% of his passes last year as a starter. But the way he plays, he's likely to get hurt in a few weeks. So you go with Taysom until he gets injured. By that time, Philip Rivers maybe understands the offense is back in shape, and then you put him in as the quarterback, because I'd rather have Philip Rivers behind center than Trevor Siemian, Nick.
So I'm really conflicted here, because I did a ton of research on this, because my answer was obvious and imperative, and the Taysom Hill 3-1 stuff is nonsense. The defense allowed 28 points total in those 3 wins. Those 3 wins came against the Falcons, who were terrible last year, and the Broncos, who were terrible last year. And you saw Philip Rivers still has something. 11-5 with the Colts. And then last season, that same Colts team's now 3-5 with Carson Wentz. So my answer was obvious and imperative, that they have to do this. But Wilds, and I understand it's 2021 and I got to tread lightly here, but can we put up that? I hadn't seen this video when I gave my answer. And Broussard called it a dad bod. That ain't a dad bod, buddy. That's a bad bod. Philip Rivers is not, you're like, if he gets in shape. Well, that ain't, that ain't some 28-minute Tybo work. Buddy, that is I understand maybe the dad bod is more extreme when you have 9 children, but I don't.
Yeah.
Ben Roethlisberger looks at him and is like, buddy, you let yourself go. So I don't know if he can go play NFL football anytime soon. That ain't great. So I felt better about this before I actually saw Philip Rivers Wild. No, Wild, please.
No, Wild is like, are you kidding me? I'd die for that body.
Michelangelo's David.
Is that what you're saying?
I took my microphone off. I'd be amazing looking. Here's the thing about Philip Rivers.
That's what it sounds like you were saying.
It's not like the guy was an Adonis when he played, okay? He was hurt that one game with the Colts, but otherwise, he's the Iron Man. It's like him and Dak. My answer is voicemail is full, because you know that he still got the itch to play. He wasn't necessarily pushed out of Indianapolis, but if the door was open in Indianapolis and they didn't make the bewildering decision to bring in Carson Wentz, I bet he would have played again. Remember, he had that delayed retirement and he gave it to his old reporter friend in San Diego. It's voicemail full, because I don't think the Saints are the only team that should be calling him. If you're the Panthers, why not give Philip Rivers a call? He wants to play, Jenna. So I think that other teams should be willing to call him. I think he looks great.
Can you just compare that dad bod video to the videos that Cam Newton's putting out there right now, where he is like A machine. By the way, I think Eli won the Super Bowl with a dad bod. So, like, don't completely kill dad bods.
Yes.
Speaking of Dak Prescott,
exactly.
you mentioned as the Iron Man. Tom Brady, a little bit of a dad bod. What was I going to say? Can a healthy Dak Prescott carry Dallas all the way to the top of Knicks NFL tiers? It's going to be... Think about it.
Nope.
No. Oh.
All alone.
Okay. Time for But First, Wilds. You're talking about your Boston Celtics.
Okay, look. New segment alert, Jenna.
Okay.
It's called Must Win Wednesday.
Yeah.
And for the premier team on this segment, it's going to be the Boston Celtics. Is it the chemistry issues? Yeah. Marcus Smart, 7 games into the season, is publicly airing out the team's 2 stars. The 2 stars, which, by the way, don't mesh together no matter how hard you want to make a try. Must Win Wednesday is about a standings problem. You're like, what? It's not a must win over 8 games. Okay. Let me tell you the other teams that fell to 2-6. Last year, the Wizards, 2-6, finished in 9th place. Memphis, also 2-6, 9th place. Minnesota was 2-6. They finished in 13th place. Oh, Wilds. That's because of the shortened season. This shouldn't be a segment, Must Win Wednesday. Okay. Let's take the shortened season out. Let's take the bubble season out. Full 82 games. Must Win Wednesday. The Magic started 2-6. They made the playoffs, fair point, at 33-40. How about Washington? That doesn't make any sense. Washington finished 10th. Sacramento finished 12th.
43-40? 43-30?
43-40. Yeah, maybe it's 43-40. Look, here's the thing about when you're doing new segments. Every once in a while, you got a little bumps on the road. But regardless, Must Win Wednesday stands. The Celtics have to win this game.
Can I help you out here,
in
buddy?
Orlando.
Here's the
What
deal.
happened to Must Win Wednesday?
Wilds. You went off the rails when you tried to add some historical significance to it. Here's the too long didn't read version. The Magic are terrible. The Celtics have all this mayhem in the locker room. They got to get a win. Forget the historical significance of 2-6, you big doofus, and just say the Celtics need to win. Jenna, if they don't win, Jenna.
And I'm here for this, meaning I love it. This is incredible. If this is so incredible that if it were offered up as a movie script, I think it'd be turned down as something that's just too unrealistic. There's no way that that's happening. I mean, with all due respect, hopefully they don't take this the wrong way, because I mean it as a compliment.
Hello, Major League.
The Braves were darn near the Bad News Bears. I mean, let's look at this situation, really. Midway through the season, they lose one of their top players, Marcell Ozuna, to domestic violence charges. Then they lose their best player, Ronald Acuna Jr., to injury. At the time, they're below 500. They're 5 games out in the worst division in baseball. Instead of giving up and getting ready for the future, they go